You're someone new and different. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where the tea is piping hot and we are always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay. Here, I stole my roommate's mug today because it's cute. So we have vitamin water in here because it's necessary.
I'm Eris Envy. I'm your punk rock Betty Queen from York. I've got my lovely Lamb Amazing cup with a cup of tea in it. And I'm wearing my Harlequin hoodie because this episode was a complete joke.
Oh my gosh, I agree. Oh goodness. The penultimate episode of what can only be described as a season of Drag Race.
UK versus the world versus trying to avoid being a train wreck.
UK versus the world versus trying to avoid being absolute shit. Yeah, this was an episode of television, Eris.
This was something I had to sit through.
Yeah, I sat through it. We'll talk at the end. I was very excited about the end. That's really the only part I was excited about. If you've seen any of our other content with myself and Eris included in it, then you'll know why we were excited. But yes, so it is about time we finally have an actual British person on for UK versus the world. Time zones are difficult.
Oh yeah, it's only midnight out here right now.
No big deal or anything. It's totally fine. Oh, goodness. Love, what are you thinking of the season? Well, we kind of already know what you think about the season, but what do you think about the season?
I mean, I was chilling up until the third and fourth episodes. And then the girls started to decide, hey, how about this season with the least amount of the episodes and the best cast we've ever seen is the one where we start playing with strategy.
What? Yeah, let's start playing All-Stars rules for real this time. Instead of just talking about it and then picking the worst person to go home. Oh, God help us all. Yeah, this was... I didn't think the challenge itself was all that horrible. Jade Thirlwall really made this episode bearable, I'm going to be honest.
Absolutely. Like, I love Little Mix. I'm not like a mixer. Is that the word the stands use?
I believe their stand base are the mixers or something like that.
I would go to war for Jade Thirlwall just because the attitude, the energy, it's always there for me. I adore her.
She's always been my favorite member of Little Mix. Like, genuinely always been my favorite. I love Leanne as well. And like Perry's great.
Perry's there, yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's all. There's three of them, just three. Only three. We're all 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3. But no, I guess we could start at the top. We can still hear Pangina's wailing from 3 studios over. They walk into the workroom. Pangina is still wailing somewhere. God.
I was devastated. Devastated is an understatement. Pangina was my pick to win it all. I was so excited to see her cast on the season. When the rumors came up, I could not believe it. I thought, oh, this has to be bullshit. She must really be away at meditation camp, like she said.
Right.
And then when the cast reveal came out and it was really her, I was like, oh, she's going to take it all.
Yeah.
And then Blu Hydrangea existed.
Well, and also, here's the thing. I can't fault Blu, though. Because at the end of the day, this is RuPaul's social strategy race. And so...
I've just never trusted Binks to make good decisions.
Fair. Fair. But, well, it wasn't just her that made the decision either, though, Eris. We do find out Baga also pulled Pangina's lip sync. It did not matter who won that lip sync, even though Baga wasn't going to win the lip sync. But it did not matter who won the lip sync. Pangina was going home. And it's a shame because I don't think she was the worst by a mile. Well, not by a mile.
She deserved it.
The difficulty is, like, for me, the bottom two of last episode, and I said it in our review of last episode, my bottom two was Pangina and Janey, but I thought Janey did significantly worse. And I love Janey, so it's been really difficult to see Janey, like, doing very, very well, and then, oh my god, yay, Janey, and then doing very, very poorly, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. I was just so disappointed that they both chose the lip syncs. And at least with Blue was upfront about it, saying, "Oh, she was my biggest competition, whatever."
Which I have to respect. I'm not mad at that whatsoever.
But Baga being like, "I wanted revenge for Jimbo. I wanted revenge for Jimbo."
Fuck that bullshit.
Like, Jimbo was picking the strongest competitors too, so it's no tea.
Like, I don't know if you've seen any of our previous episodes talking about UK versus the World Eris, but this is a Baga Chipz like hate channel. At this point.
Oh, good, because I'm on that train.
Good. Finally, someone who's truly on the train with me. I've been the conductor. I've been leading the train. We'll talk about it. This episode was the most I've liked Baga, but it's just a half step above where I was. I'll be honest. So, yeah, they have this conversation. Jujubee this entire time in the workroom after this episode is like, what? Like, oh my god, like Juju is like over enunciating her words. And I'm like, Juju, you can be shocked, but like you don't have to be that shocked.
Yeah, it was, oh god, it took me out of it a little bit. Juju just seemed, it was clearly that Juju and Pangina must have formed some sort of bond when they were there, because it seemed like Juju was like very upset for Pangina. But I guess along the way that Baga was wanking over Jimbo going home.
Yeah, I would imagine as the only two Asian queens on the season and two of the three queens of color on the season, like I do understand that to an extent. I don't understand it personally because again, hi, white, but like I can understand their situation and their situation because Laos and or Laos, it's Laos. The language is Laotian, but it's Laos. Laos and Thailand are very close together, and so like they probably have some sort of common bond because of where they're from. But yeah, I felt bad for Juju in this moment. We'll talk about it. I thought she was gonna get her revenge and she didn't. But whatever. No. We go next day in the workroom. Everyone's still there that's there. And we get a max challenge. Yeah, I mean, the only one I would switch out, honestly, for me personally, would probably be Pangina for Baga.
Yeah.
And maybe Lemon. I would have liked to see, and Shez. I wanted to see this whole cast more, minus Baga.
It's watching the top four get eliminated in the first 4 episodes for me.
Okay. I was going to say, I love Shez. Shez was not going to win, but I love Shez. So
when your opening line is, "I'm here for another season of me doing mediocre," how can you expect better than that? It's the Joey J. Philippine effect. You can't
Don't you dare talk ill of my Joey J. She is from here. Don't you dare say anything about Joey J.
We love Josephine J in this house.
I forget what her last name is. I used to call her like Joseph, like insert last name, because that's literally her name. Like just as a joke. Because I followed Joey before she was on Drag Race. Love Joey. But Joey J for All Stars? I'd like to see it personally. But yeah, people are still here in the workroom, and we get a maxi challenge. Shocker, a remix.
So strange to see at like top 5 instead of top 4, so that shakes things up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it because I know what the format is for the finale. We'll talk about it. It's interesting. But yeah, so you have to make a verse, do the remix things for Living My Life in London.
Crickets. Honestly, like, I do, like, as much as Lucian Piani is a complete bastard, Rue's music just has not been the same since he fucked off into the woods or whatever that man does now.
I couldn't agree with you more. I actually like Rue's new music much better. Not this song specifically. I don't
Is
care
it
for
Catwalk?
this song.
Is
Catwalk
it
is like Catwalk is a fucking bop.
I just have a feeling that that's probably being saved for season 14 or 15.
Well, it's the runway song for 14, so I would assume.
Oh,
yeah, that's the runway.
Shows
song
how much
14.
I've been watching 14.
You're not missing much, honestly. I mean, no, it's been a decent season. It's just long again, but this cast is a little bit more entertaining on the whole than what 13 was. So
yeah.
Anyway,
but
go check out our season 14 reviews on our channel somewhere. There's somewhere over here.
The link might be.
They're gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna remember to link it. I'll be real honest with you. I don't know how to do the like all that. But yeah, I don't care. I wanted to like this RuPaul song. And on my like first listen to like the little snippet in the workroom, I was like, this is kind of cute. Okay. And then I came up with a drinking game. Drink every time RuPaul says underground in that song because it's just too much. There's too much underground. But yes, and for the first time ever, we have an actual real life professional music person coaching them in the challenge.
We will not disrespect M&EK like this. I wrote a
Oh,
for
fuck,
M&EK.
I forgot about M&EK. I love M&EK. No, I meant Michelle Visage from the band Seduction. That's what I meant. Because it's normally Michelle. No, I love M&EK, though. Oh, my God. M&EK for permanent judge on UK.
Absolutely.
And Jade Thirlwall, honestly, since Little Mix isn't doing things anymore. Like, honestly, I'll take a circulation of, like, make it 5 panelists. Ruin Michelle if you have to have RuPaul, and then rotate Carson and Alan because I really like them. Rotate M&EK, Jade Thirlwall, and what was Clara Amfo from last week? I really like her.
Oh,
rotate the 3 of them, and then guest judge sometimes if you need one,
also,
or like Dawn French or something.
I don't know if you remember from I think it was season 3 when they did like the Peloton Dragathon thing.
Oh, her! I love her.
Yes. I watched Strictly, like Strictly is my religion.
Period.
She is so fantastic and so lovely. Yeah,
I believe it. No, I liked her. I didn't like her as a choreographer because the challenge was shit. But like, that's not her fault. That's the challenge they gave her to choreograph. So like, whatever. But no, I loved her. She's great. UK on a whole is really good. I just wish it wasn't hosted by RuPaul.
Yeah, and I wish the eliminations made sense.
I would honestly, I'm going to be real honest, I would almost rather have this hosted by Graham Norton.
Honestly, Graham Norton in drag could be sick.
But then that's too much like Holland, and I don't need more Fred Van Leer. I'm good without Fred. But no, just not Carson. God, no, not Carson. Just Graham. Just Graham and Michelle. Like that's all I need, really. I don't need anybody because Michelle Visage is a drag queen, so it's fine.
Basically,
like, yeah, she's a drag queen. I call her a drag queen. It's whatever. But yes, Jade Thirlwall so graciously has given up her time for this to help them record this. Like we said at the start, the best part of the episode, in my opinion, is the recording, specifically recording with Janey Jacke, where she's like,
"Oh my god,
oh, you're gonna have to put some stuff on that one."
I don't know if pitch and tone are lost in translation, but yeah, I think she left all that shit back in Amsterdam. And I say this as a Janey Jacke stan, cultist, worshiper, and simp.
Same.
As soon as she hit that first flat note. I was just like, oh, well, we'll see you at the reunion, Janey.
Yeah. Yeah, the writing was kind of on the wall in this whole episode. But I do love Janey. I love Janey. And Janey got to show exactly what she does well, even though I don't think she should have won the ball. But she shows exactly what she does well. So
And that
go
is
off,
not
sis.
singing.
That is not singing. But you know who can sing at least half well? Jujubee.
Jujubee. There we go. It was so nice of Jujubee to show up on episode 5 right before the finale.
Of 6. Well, so I'm pretty sure. So I have a theory as to why Jujubee doesn't seem like Jujubee in this season, and I'm pretty sure it's because, if I remember correctly, they filmed Queen of the Universe right before this.
Yeah,
and so it makes me think that they just kept Jujubee in London for like an extra like couple of weeks, so that way they wouldn't have to like fly her back, quarantine her, fly her back again, quarantine her. So I feel like she had brought all of that emotion into this, which is why we're not seeing Jujubee.
Yeah.
And I don't know that to be true, but that's my theory.
It's just been a tough season for Juju. I mean, I've honestly thought every time she was in the bottom, it was, apart from the time she was in the bottom of Shez, so the past 2 episodes, I was like, maybe
she was the bottom
time,
2 and 3.
2, 3, and 4 by default.
She was for 4, but I don't think she should have been for 4. Because of her charcuterie. I've realized I can do like a half decent share.
Oh.
Or more like charcuterie, bitch. Eris, bitch. Like I'm more so doing like Jujubee as Cher, which also I don't hate.
I'm doing Chad Michaels on Opium.
I'm doing Delta Work as Cher.
They made me start a rom-com with Nick Cage. What the fuck?
I'm a fucking Oscar winner. I can't tell. So I know I'm doing like partially Cher, but there's someone else that I kind of blend with Cher, and I can't put a finger on who it is.
Jennifer Coolidge, maybe?
It might be Jennifer Coolidge. Oh wow.
Makes me want to snap out of it real bad.
Makes me want to share cootery real bad. It might be Jennifer Coolidge. I think it might be Jennifer Coolidge. I don't know.
Speaking of people with frozen faces, Baga Chipz wrote those lyrics.
Baga Chipz wrote some lyrics that like weren't great.
It was just very ham-fisted, in my opinion. I mean, I get it's on brand for Baga, but when everyone else is serving you like pop diva, it doesn't always make sense to go for their, I'm an old tart, look at my tits, paparazzis, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to a Halloween party and all your friends are Disney princesses, and you're there as Shrek, it doesn't work.
Speaking of Shrek 2! Shrek 2 is finally on Netflix here in the US, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Anyway, can you tell we just don't want to talk about this episode? It's
no, not at all.
Yeah, no.
Only
what I've come to determine over 2 seasons of watching Baga Chipz is I just don't like her comedy, but I like other British drag queens that I know with a similar comedy style.
I think because with Baga, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that's enough said. Blu's
no, I agree
verse,
because.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Let's keep shit talking Baga. That's fine.
People like a lot of people get online and say, "Oh, it's just a British sense of humor." People might not get that. I'm British, and I don't particularly find Baga funny.
Yeah,
sometimes it's just a matter of taste, and like I come from like a working class background. I mean, I know I say that in an outside office with fucking game consoles in the background.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
But like even then, like Baga's comedy to me is just it's predictable. Like after the first like it's like
Much better. That's it. It's like, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. You're muted on the stream, babe, as well. There we go.
Okay, right, my headphones did.
Oh, you're good.
Because I went
It
like
happens
that a little too hard.
happens to me all the time. But yeah, the much better of it all, it's just like, I'm over it. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And like someone in a similar
Blue.
like Blue. I was gonna say someone in a similar vein whose comedy I do like is the Vivian. Like I love Viv's comedy. And they're in a similar enough vein, but like, yeah. Anyway, Blue's verse, in the production of it, I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be. We'll talk about the final verses.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was all that bad.
It wasn't my fave. I don't think I really had a fave because I don't remember much about this song.
Fair. It's
Mo came to clear though.
Mo knew exactly what she came here to do and did it.
And Jade got her on track, and that's why I appreciated Jade, because Jade was helping her, and the producer that was there with them.
I was gonna say the music producer. I don't know his name, and I'm so sorry, but he truly needed to be the recipient of this week's Gold Repeater badge, because he truly got Mo's verse in check. I loved the moment where he was like, "Can I make a suggestion?" And Mo's like, "Yes, sir." Like not that tort, but like in the Mo fashion of it all, like
very proper.
I honestly, yeah.
One thing I love about Mo is Mo seems like a very proper person, but also like they can just get down with it and be fucking crazy, and that's why I adore Mo.
Oh my god. I mean, Mo is my favorite drag queen of all time. So, like, obviously, I am very, very biased. Truly. My second favorite, despite her performance on this season, is Jujubee. So, like my top 5 favorite queens of all time are Mo Hart, Jujubee, Mariah Balenciaga, Tia Coffee, and Vanity Milan. Like,
and what I love about I was just gonna say what I love about Tia is I've not worked with Tia, but I know people who have worked with Tia. I've heard nothing but like good about her, and I just hear that she's an angel all the time. So, and that's what you want to hear about drag queen, is that other drag queens who work with them like them.
Yep.
Because there's a couple of Ru girls that you don't hear that about.
I've heard some things. Yeah, I know a few drag queens in my city who, like, we don't get a lot of Ru girls coming through. We have Pangina coming through in April, and tickets sold out, and I'm sad. I'm trying to get tickets, but
oh, I'm trying to bully the people who organize all the gigs in my city to get Pangina here.
Good, you should. But no, yeah, I've heard similar things as well. But no, I love Mo. Mo's great. Okay, workroom getting ready things. The one moment of the entire season for me that endeared me ever so slightly to Baga Chipz was because Jujubee was involved, probably. But Baga does talk about, her, like, I would call it pseudo sobriety, not full sobriety, but like discussing, like, oh, I was a wreck, and Drag Race really like healed
got me together,
pretty much, and like. I do love hearing that, because as much as I may not like Baga Chipz the drag queen, I appreciate that Baga Chipz the human is like in a better place with where they're at now. So like, and I love that for them.
And it's always important to say, like, you can dislike how someone acts or behaves on TV. That does not enable you to go to their DMs on Instagram and say horrible things. I don't care who they are. Unless they're Crystal Versace. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no. Sex on legs. Well, I have turned in my household, I've turned Crystal Versace into a meme. And at this point, I've come full circle and I love her. Like, my roommate and I, when UK3 was airing, my roommate and I would just go around the house being like, sex on legs every time we saw each other. Truly, like, I've come full circle. I didn't like Crystal at the start of 3. I love Crystal now, and wasn't my winner of 3, but I do appreciate her as a winner of Drag Race because you have to have at least one skinny twink winning.
But
at
moving
on.
on.
Anyway, and then we get a conversation that we've heard a few times throughout season 10 and then All Stars 4, but Mo does talk again about conversion therapy, and there's like a whole overall conversation about queerness being accepted in different countries. And this is why I love the Versus the World format and why I hope they keep it, because of conversations like this, where like truly it's like bringing these people together that have this commonality of drag and queerness but come from such different backgrounds. I just wish we had been able to hear Pangina in this conversation.
Yes, I was going to say that. I was like, I wanted to know.
Wish.
I just wanted to hear, like, I wanted to know more about like Thailand's relationship with queerness because
it's not a good one from what I gather.
Exactly, but for them to have like an addition of Drag Race, it's so wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also love it. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say it's difficult to talk about conversion therapy in the UK because the BBC has this no bias rule where everything has to be debate and you have to show both sides or something, which is why they probably had the cancel culture talk last episode. I think it was last episode. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's so hard because in the UK, conversion therapy is still up in the air about being banned. Yeah. And the reason why it's not been banned yet, it's like, oh, well, we need to hear about the positives and all that. It's like, what positives is there to giving electroshock therapy to people who are LGBT?
Exactly. Yeah, no. I love that this conversation is being had on the BBC, and I want to thank Mo and like all of the queens on this season for having this discussion. And in so I watch the Pop Buzz interviews done by the icon legend and hopefully winner of season 5 of Drag Race UK, Why She Black. I am truly obsessed with this woman.
I have had the pleasure of working with Why She. Why She is every bit as lovely in person. Like
I believe it.
Came up to our gig like very, very late, like only showed up in time for my last performance and for the rest of her performance. But once we were all de-dragging back in the changing room, which was a university classroom because we were performing on a university campus. But she was so lovely to everyone and we just had a really lovely conversation and she let me get a picture of her before we all de-dragged and looked gross.
I've seen the picture. You look great. But no, I love that though. But yeah, so I watched Mo's interview with Why She and also the Attitude magazine interviews with Tia Coffee. And so Mo kind of just really went on more of like in both interviews was like very, very candid and very, very upfront about this whole thing because she knows that this is like a very debatable thing in the UK at the moment. So I just appreciate the BBC for showing this, even though I know there's a no bias rule, but they didn't have to show this conversation and they did. So we appreciate it. Yes, very that. Okay, we go to the runway. Shockingly, our guest judge is Jade Thirlwall. I would have never guessed, personally.
That little quip she made when she said there's a rumor about someone leaving the group tonight, I was banging my fist, screaming.
Gagged. Truly just gagged, gooped. Truly all of it. I was like, what is this?
Absolutely ended Nelly or whatever that other girl's name was. I don't know. I don't care to remember. Cleared her.
Jessie?
Jingle Bell Ball. Are you ready?
I hate you so much. So we are going to just pull up our good old slideshow because I have the world's worst photo of the performance looks because this is the only performance. This is the only screenshot I could find from the entire performance where all 5 of them are clearly shown at once on camera. So there's that.
I love that in this blurry photo, the only thing I can really make out is Blue's eyes and mouth just wide open.
I know. I do have the lyrics up, so I'm gonna talk sing these lyrics So we could talk about them. So starting with Baga Chipz. Not a great verse, but whatever. It's the people's princess, Lady B. My method acting should win an Emmy. That famous slapper from British telly with a sausage roll and a pint in my belly. Paps, 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 paps. I'm in the Sunday papers, flashing my baps. Rule Britannia, I'm the hoe from Soho. Thank you, Mama Roo, for helping me grow. I denounce any verse that ends in grow.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I thought the rhyming scheme was good until then, and then I was just like,
literally.
dear fucking God, what?
In the context of honestly any other remix, this is like a good enough verse, but compared to the other 4 in this, it just stands out like a sore thumb, and I'm happy it was first. Imagine Baga like halfway through the song doing this verse. Oh, because we didn't even talk about it. So they have to decide who's going in what order. And they listen to the song. And then Mo, very strategically, is like, well, why don't we go in alphabetical order? Giving herself the, like, solo, basically.
Smart.
Very smart. This Mo knows how to play the game. Because she's done it before.
And she's doing a good job of it.
And she's doing a damn good job of it. We'll talk about our winner picks. Spoiler, mine is Mo. But shockingly, truly shocking, my choice is Mo. But no, I thought in the context of like verses for things that we've heard on Drag Race UK, I thought Baga's verse was like decent.
I give it a D. D
Fair.
plus.
Then again, I would give like most, no, not most, Vivian's and Crystal's verses from UK 1 and F, but that's a whole other story for another day.
Sex on legs.
No, sex on legs is an A plus. Shut up. No, it's not, but it's an A plus in my heart.
But for me.
Oh, go ahead.
For me, Baga was just, I don't know. I think it was just having this episode of her talking about her sobriety and then immediately her being like making this song about drinking.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was a bit. I know she probably didn't think about these things, but as a viewer, it's just very hard to like sit back and enjoy that because what just happened minutes earlier is going to play in the back of our heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more. So I thought Baga's look was whatever.
It was. I like the outfit part of it. I didn't like the matronly grandma hair. Everyone else is giving pop diva, and she was like, I love the fit for her.
Honestly, I would have loved the wig she wore in the lip sync last week. Honestly, that would have been a step above what this was. It would have been better than this wig.
I honestly wish. I mean, God. It's hard because we don't really get Baga in nice hair often. I mean, she has good quality wigs, but she goes for like very matronly old styles because that's what works for her.
Because she's old.
If she wore something like, I mean, everyone else is essentially wearing like ponytails, so it's all up and back. If she wore something that was more up and back, I would have been here for it. Or like even a Monette's beehive.
Or even the one that Mo's wearing. Like the mullet, like if that would have been so strange, but like happily appreciated out of Baga. But anyway, we move on to Blu Hydrangea with a pretty good verse in my opinion. Creator, eliminator, Belfast queen is a gender breaker, queers for life, but not without a fight. Gays getting married, the future is bright. Beat maker, crown taker, Blu's gonna be the new Hall of Famer. Luck of the Irish, got my name in the stars, got something to say. Who do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
The last line, all I think of is, who do you think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts and tearing love apart? Which I say at that speed to like all of my friends. I'm like, who do you think you are, running around? Like I'm dumb like that.
Yeah.
This was the second best verse of the night, in my opinion.
I might place it third. I think I prefer the top twos over.
Really?
But then again,
Okay.
I'm still very bitter and angry at Blue for what she did last week, and I'm still
That's
recovering from that.
fair.
As
That's
much as
fair.
I love Blue, I just think, like, grow up, pack it in.
Well,
How very dare you?
as the voice of reason here at the Cup, I'll say Blue's verse was really good.
As the voice of reason,
As the
making
voice of
me
reason.
unreasonable.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
She looked great though.
She looked gorgeous. This, I think, is also my second favorite look. There was just one person that did it all completely perfectly in my eyes, but we'll talk about her later. Okay, and then it's I'm living my life in Soho. I'm doing it right in Belfast. I'm like, I don't need this. But again, Mo situated herself so perfectly in this bridge because it's like Soho and then Belfast and then it's Amsterdam, Boston, Hollywood, baby. Hello! Like, so Mo stole the show in the first bridge.
She did what she needed to do.
You did what needed to be done. I cannot wait.
She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. I mean, come on now.
Truly. I need Legendary to come back because I need us to review Legendary because it's going to be great. But anyway, there's a lot of underground talk, and then we get more verses. So, next is Janey Jacke, with not a lot of words, but she says, the OG from the town to be. Now let's celebrate diversity below the sea and high on love. Now dance with me and just be free. Well, first of all, three of those lines rhyme, and the other one doesn't. So, I honestly wish. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I just wish her third line had literally been "high on love, below the sea," and then everything would have rhymed. Like, I would have literally. That's the only thing I needed.
I mean, the producer on this track popped off because it was listenable, which it wasn't in the recording.
He made Janey sound. I think his name was Ian. Now that I'm like thinking about it, because I think someone was like, Ian did a great. I think it was Jade was like, Ian did a great job, or whatever his name was. If your name wasn't Ian, I'm sorry, but yeah, it made Janey listenable. She has a track coming out, or she has a track already out. I have yet to listen to it, but I hope it sounds good, and I hope there's a lot of auto-tune.
I can't wait to see her at Eurovision.
I can't wait to see Blu Hydrangea at Eurovision. Oh, I have a conspiracy theory. We'll bring it up at the end. I have a severe conspiracy theory. It's not going to be true.
It might be. We're going to fall out.
It might be. But no.
Onto how Janey was dressed. This was my favorite look of the performances.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, yeah.
I think Janey looked gorgeous from head to toe. This is a beautiful outfit. The hair was perfect. I love the red little jeweled fringe. I love that the corset and the brassiere were separated, so it had really good movement. Yeah, it was it for me. And I don't care what anyone says. Chaps are not played out. I think Chaps a lovely gal.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. I think she looks phenomenal. For me, it's I wish obviously the blue, white, and orange of the Dutch flag is there. And I acknowledge that. I just wish the orange had been a little bit more present because I would have loved, I love the blue and white, but accents of orange, maybe orange stripes going across in across, not parallel and not whatever, but
it just dawned on me that if Pangina and maybe Jimbo was still in at this point, all the costumes still would have been
everyone would have been red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of diversity in the flags, but there's also not a whole lot of diversity in the flags of countries that have done Drag Race.
I thought you were going to say diversity in the flags, but without the L to refer to the cast for a second then.
Oh, yes. Diversity in the cigarettes. No. No, because if you think about it, the Australian flag is red, white, and blue. The flag of New Zealand, red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
The flag of France
red, white, and blue.
Now. Spain.
Yellow.
Yellow and red. work. And that's it, right? Am I missing?
Italy does have green.
Italy's red, white, and green.
I can't wait for Laquisha Lobamba to duet with RuPaul.
I hate you so much.
Sickening gal.
So fucking much. Okay, let's move on to Juju's verse. I'm flying high, riding low, and I feel love everywhere. Everywhere. I'm back again, back for more Boston tea without a fare. I loved it. It was really good.
I mean, considering how Juju's done this season, I was excited for this. I think Juju did good. For this group, it was good and I enjoyed it.
It was good.
And Jujubee's like a good vocalist, so I was here for that. Yes. Because some people were not.
Yeah, my only issue, and a lot of people online have talked about it, it just felt very similar to her song from the talent show.
Yeah.
That's like the only issue I had. Back. Yeah. Back. I'm back for more. Available on iTunes. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Available on Apple Music. It just doesn't have the same tune to it. But yeah, I liked Juju's performance in this. I really like Juju's look, but it is incredibly basic. But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. If she wore this to a bar, I would still love it.
Absolutely.
But because it's the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. World, and we've seen Jujubee in nicer shit, we're going to expect more from Juju.
I will say, this is one of her nicer looks this season.
That's saying a lot, because I did not like this all that much.
I know.
I'm kidding. I do think it's a good costume, but...
Yeah.
Rubber snakes on a latex dress. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And then there's more living your life in various places. And then Mo gets her feature. This is basically the cast of Drag Race UK versus the World featuring Mo Hart. Because
it's more like it's by Mo Hart featuring the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Oh yeah, Mo Hart featuring the cast of... Yes, you're so right. It's Mo Stunning. I'm back with another hot track. RuPaul put the doll on the map. Living my best life. Growing up on TV. Look Mom, international queen. Started out in KC. Moved out to Hollywood, where stars are made and dreams come true. What's good? LAX, so you know I got that pre-check. Headed to your city with the crown. On to the next. I'm gonna definitively say this is in the top 5 verses of any franchise ever. This is honestly, in the top 5 verses.
Completely.
Like, it's like Katya's Read You Wrote You. Sax on Legs. No, I'm kidding. I'm completely joking. I would say Bimini's verse for Bing Bang Bong. I can't think
I
of
would get Release the Beast as a tattoo.
Wait, what?
I would get Release the Beast as a tattoo.
Oh, I would
Release the Beast. Bimini.
Yes, so good. What else would I
don't know why she's getting a pillow for the girls.
Well, because they sleep on her.
I said pillow because that's how it sounds in her accent, like a pillow, like a column.
Oh, British things.
Yeah, pillow for these girls because they sleep on me.
What kind of pillar? Corinthian? Doric?
I was thinking Grecian.
Oh, Grecian is fun. Sure, yeah, I'm on board with that. No, this is this is definitely we may have to do a video where we rank our favorite verses of all time. I think that is a video that needs to happen now.
I'll be here for that.
Fabulous. Because I know we did, at the end of last year, we did our top lip syncs of 2021. I know we'll be doing it this year because there's 5,000 seasons of Drag Race. So we'll definitely be back doing our top 22. But yeah, we might have to do that at some lull in the Drag Race universe. I don't know when, but at some point.
And I thought Mo looked...
Yeah. Okay, well, that was the challenge. Who did we think did the best?
Mo. Like, hands down. I felt like my top 2 were like Mo and Juju, with Blue steering in at a comfortable 3rd.
It's difficult. I'm gonna give my opinion. I think of the challenge, it was Mo and Juju, and I think my opinions change ever so slightly after the runway.
We'll
talk about it. So
let's get into it.
let's get into it. Category for the runway is works of art. Now, I love the art runways because if you don't know this about me, my primary degree in college at the moment is art history. So anytime there's an art runway, this is like, I'm like so excited. The first time they had it on España, I truly was like, oh my God, what are they going to do? And then I was blown away. And it's one of the best overall runways.
Oh, it was one of my favorite. That was actually one of my favorite episodes of Drag Race, like ever.
Ever, absolutely.
The lip sync. Yeah, I love that lip sync. It got me hooked on Espectacular. The song.
Oh, I thought that was Pussy. Because I love Pussy. Well, no. The song and the lip sync, not. Anyway, Baga Chipz.
Prison.
Really?
Jail. No, I'm kidding. I think this is quite cute for Baga.
I think this is the best Baga Chipz has ever looked on Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like, definitively. Like, everything. And I don't like Baga, as we've clearly come
I think because it's a camp idea with her camp aesthetic, it just melds together and it just works. It's very high. I almost said high class then. It's high. I was going to say it was high camp. It's just very like high quality drag because there's sparkle everywhere. The makeup looks really good for what she can achieve as a makeup artist. The wig is nice. I maybe would have put a brush through it maybe once or twice more. Piece. Yeah, it all works for me.
Yeah, I thought this was this isn't like reinventing the wheel, which is RuPaul's new favorite phrase. We've gone from inner saboteur to reinventing the wheel. But no, this isn't like reinventing the wheel. This is a fairly obvious choice, honestly. But I loved this. I thought it was very well made. This is what River Medway was trying to do and didn't, in a way. Poor River Medway.
Okay, but River spent like less than £500 on Drag Race. Baga apparently got given a budget.
Apparently. But yeah, I thought this was great from Baga. So. Blu Hydrangea doing Picasso. Now, I first saw this before she said Picasso. I said Mondrian.
It was giving Bauhaus to me.
Absolutely. And then as like the camera zoomed in on her and I saw more details of this, I was like, oh, that is Picasso, sure. Like, I see it. It's Picasso done through the lens of Blu Hydrangea. And I love it.
It looks like it was a lot to make and a lot to work on. Yes. Because of the way the belt is tied around the waist, I did assume it was a reveal into something else.
I fully thought it was a reveal. Yeah.
I have to say, not my favorite from Blu, just because we get a lot of high quality from drag from Blu.
Yes.
And also because I didn't quite get the Picasso in it, because I'm confusing Picasso with Dali. Okay, fuck my drag.
It didn't immediately give me Picasso, but once she said Picasso, I got it. I'm also not a fan of Picasso, so like for me to like this look is something, because again, it's Picasso done through the lens of Blu Hydrangea. The only issue I had was actually with the length of the skirt. I wish it had just flounced a little bit more, because she did have a problem walking on the runway in this.
And it did swallow her a little bit, I think. I also think I think Blu could have done more with the makeup as well, because we know Picasso to do what he did with shapes.
Fucking crazy, yeah.
Exactly. I just thought Blu was going to give us like a full Club Kid fantasy, and not just like change one eye up and draw circles on her lips. But I guess because she thought she might have been in the top this week, then I could understand wanting to keep it simple so she can switch it up for the lip sync.
Yeah. I honestly kind of wish I would have loved this like big. I love the like neck piece that turns into a collar. I honestly kind of wish it was just like a variation on a column gown other than that. Like, I appreciate the train and everything, but this is the focal piece up here. And so it kind of distracts from, there's just a lot to look at. And I like it, but I think it could have been done better.
Yeah.
So, Janey Jacke doing Marilyn from the Marilyn Triptych. This is incredibly safe. I was expecting someone to do Marilyn, but with that being said, this is so phenomenally done. Me.
I was glad someone did Warhol. I'm so glad they specifically did like this specific reference towards Marilyn. I just think, I don't know, I think it's the texture of the coat and then the texture of the shoe, which is kind of throwing me off because they're sort of at odds with each other. I love Janey and I love how the makeup was done. My only thing is there's maybe a bit too much white here and here.
Agreed.
But I don't know. I'm so on the fence about this because I think I love it, but also I can see so many ways in which this could have been pushed. And also same thing with Blue. I was expecting this coat to reveal into something. Yeah. But I guess Janey used all her reveals in the talent show.
Yeah, she used a lot of those. I will say as well, I did find out the coat was actually made by Drag Race Holland alum Mama Queen. So shout out to Mama Queen. I love Mama Queen for Versus the World Season 2. Honestly, I think she would do spectacularly. But yeah, I thought this was very, very good. It wasn't my favorite, and I understand all the critiques that you said, but a Warhol reference is going to be good in my books. So
same, yeah. I think if I could change one thing just quickly about Janey, I would have changed the texture of the coat and maybe the color. That would be it.
I actually like the color because there's so much other bright things going on. I maybe would have made it, instead of that dark green, making it like a metallic cobalt blue.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, because then it matches the lips and it matches the shoes.
Yep. So that's what I think I would have done. But I do like the green. I think it's an interesting juxtaposition with the yellow and the pink. But yeah. Jujubee doing Iris Van Herpen. Kind of. Sort of. She really took a different... No, I'm not even going to say a different approach, because I've seen other things that the Eliminated Girls had brought. And what the Eliminated Girls had brought for this kind of falls in line more with what Jujubee did with this, which wasn't a specific work of art, but more a genre.
Yeah.
And so as an art historian with context for Van Herpen, I love this. I think this is
she looked
well
amazing.
done. Yeah.
This is the best she's looked all season. Thank God.
Truly. This is one of my favorite... I'll say this is one of my favorite Jujubee looks ever.
I think...
She just looks so good.
God. I don't think there's anything I would change about this. I mean, maybe I would have gone for another bracelet on the other wrist, so she had one on each side, because the look is very symmetrical to me.
Yeah. And Van Herpen is very symmetrical, so...
I also would have loved some like long nails, like crazy fucking nails.
I honestly think that might have taken away from the look, but I see where you're going with that.
I just hate people being fingerballed, you know what I mean?
I get it. I understand. I do it every day of my life, so... But yes, Jujubee looking phenomenal. Welcome to the competition, Jujubee.
Only took you to the finale.
Girl.
Okay, I have a lot to say about this look.
Just go ahead.
Okay, so this like little hat trick, Mo said no one has ever done this before, and I know she was referencing to the Drag Race main stage. However, Ruby Boy, a queen in Lincoln, I watched her do a gag like this where she had a red headpiece that she ripped in half. I watched her do it on stage and reveal into a red mullet. I have never seen the gays in a bar go screaming like that before. Well, I know because I've watched her make it.
I was gonna say we've seen something similar. It wasn't a headpiece, but it was a wig from Silky Nutmeg Ganache at the finale of season 11, where it's her lip sync with Brooklyn Heights, where she pulls the wig, and like one of her many wig reveals, but she pulls it from the middle. So Mo is correct in that regard, and I love that reference that you're bringing up from actual drag. Not that this isn't actual drag, because this is drag.
Mama, this is drag.
I fucking love this. I love every single bit of this.
I loved it. The only thing that really confused me was the leg piece, but I'm assuming that's a reference to whatever specific artist she was referencing.
Oh, fuck, and I don't remember the artist. Hold on.
Oh,
I should.
I love the lilac juxtaposed with the stark black. I love the sheer nude illusion. The headpiece just opening up was a gag. And I was so glad it got to be done on Drag Race main stage. Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't. I'm trying to think about everyone in comparison now.
Oh, duh. It's Dali.
Oh.
Duh. Yeah, Woman with Head of Flowers by Dali. I was pretty sure it was Dali. I just didn't want to say the wrong one.
Well, I love Dali on Dragula.
Oh, yes, Dali. Finally, someone from Arizona winning a drag reality competition show. Yay. Fun fact, I was supposed to meet Dali 2 weeks before the Dragula finale, and then I didn't end up doing it, and I was sad.
Oh.
Because I was supposed to go to Pride in Phoenix, and then it didn't happen because my boss got COVID, and he had our tickets. So, didn't happen. But, yes.
One of my friends in LA, Yvette Jetarian, was supposed to do a gig with Silky
Wait,
Ganache.
stop. Wait. Yvette Jetarian?
Yvette Jetarian.
That is my new favorite drag name.
Legend. Oh, she's adorable. But she was meant to do a gig with Silky Ganache that Silky cancelled because she got the call to be on Drag Race. Not Silky.
Period.
Not Silky. Oh, God. I just think Silky up with Cornbread. Yeah. Silky's not an LA queen. I don't know why I said Silky.
Well, now she is, I believe.
Oh. Yeah, but she was meant to do it with... it's because we were just talking about Silky. But yeah, she was meant to do a gig with Cornbread, and she was devastated because Cornbread is really lovely in person. Apparently,
I'll top that. I know Cornbread's drag sister, SB Simone. I love SB. We love and adore SB. I'm surprised you haven't met SB, honestly, because she's in our community. But yes, community. So. That community. Anyway, yes, so that is that. We find out that the winners of the challenge this week are Mo and Jujubee. Finally, the Americans get some wins. I think it was well overdue for Mo, in my personal opinion. And came at just the right time for Juju, because she didn't win any other challenges. And we do have, again, if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. So we have a bottom three of Blu Hydrangea, Baga Chipz, and Janey Jacke. Here's my thought process, because I think factoring in runway and performance, for me, I maybe would have done Mo and Blu. But I feel like they put Jujubee in the top, in my opinion, to prevent her from being eliminated to go home. Because I feel like at that point, anyone would have eliminated Jujubee, and they wanted Jujubee in the final. That's just me personally.
That's how I felt watching the first, That's how I felt watching the first 3 episodes with Baga. It just seemed like every time Baga was so shocked when she was safe, and it was obvious because you did the fucking worst.
Yeah, obvious because you shouldn't be safe, but go off. This is literally the first time Baga's been in the bottom. And it's because it's if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. And Baga, there is no universe they could have spun this to put Baga in the top. So, they have conversations. They do things. Mo and Blu obviously have an alliance from the last episode, which we didn't really touch on last episode because it's whatever. But Mo straight up tells Blu, I'm not picking your lipstick. Blu is a little bit concerned that Juju might because of Pangina.
I was so ready for Jujubee to pick Blu's lipstick. I was like, do it, Juju, do it.
I definitely thought it was
Pangina. Coming.
Truly. Janey is there. Baga has an emotional moment with Jujubee. Whatever. The lip sync. Because I had heard okay, so before this, if you don't know, Eris and I, good job, sis.
Yeah, I caught the corner of my laptop.
Good. If you don't know, Eris and I are both huge fans of Eurovision, and I had heard rumblings that this was going to be a Eurovision song. And my immediate thought, because I didn't know what song, my immediate thought, and I think you might agree, Fuego. Fuego. And like UK is really the only franchise I could see them using Fuego as a lip sync song.
Mm-hmm.
Unless 4 years after the contest, Eleni becomes famous in the US, but that probably won't happen. I was like, what other songs could they use? Other than the one obviously they chose. We'll talk
Boom,
about
bang,
it.
a bang. By Lulu. I was thinking that was going to be the lip sync song for season 3. And then we got.
I thought so too.
I don't know the rest of that song.
Nope. Not a shot in hell. I also thought, I'm trying to think of any like recent Eurovision songs that would have been good. Like, I don't know.
Maneskin's been extremely popular in the UK. I don't think they would have chosen Zee Buoni, but I think they could have probably gone with Mamma Mia.
Beggin'? I was going to say Beggin'.
Begging.
Well, this was... Hello. This was also filmed before Eurovision happened last year. So I was thinking a lot of the 2021 songs would be really good, like Je me casse, TikTok by Albina, perhaps, Robbed Goddess, even like Matahari, I think would be a really cute lip sync. Maps by my queen icon legend, Leslie Roy. Period, Leslie Roy. But we get Mo and Juju on stage in these looks, and they're lip syncing to Toy by Netta, and I screamed.
I was so excited for this song. I was so excited.
The first Eurovision song to be a lip sync song on Drag Race. It feels correct that it's Netta, honestly.
Yeah.
But I also love that this was lip synced to by 2 Americans. Like the irony is not lost on me in that regard.
I know Janey was just screaming in the background.
Janey knew all the words. They cut to Janey at one point. She knew all the words. I imagine Blue probably knew all the words. Baga had no clue what was going on because she never does. But I thought, there have been other good individual lip sync performances throughout the season. I thought this was the best overall lip sync of the season so far.
I think Banger Boys is better, in my opinion.
I accept that argument. I will say I liked Mo and Juju's performances here more than I liked Janey's in Banger Boys. So that's what I'm going off of.
For me, I think both of them could have pushed this further. I was just expecting like a much more high energy performance. I don't know. I was just expecting a little bit more of a fight, but I guess because they have to eliminate someone and there's no cash tip for winning the lip sync, and those two have been through All Stars before and they know what it's like to be on the receiving end of eliminating someone. I can imagine they're not eager to do it.
Juju knew the words to this song, unlike Juice.
That was something we had to watch.
That I watched Monet Exchange kill that lip sync the whole time, but no. I thought this was really good. I definitely think they were both at like 85%.
That's how I felt.
And it wasn't bad by any means of the imagination. We've seen them both lip sync better and worse than this. So
you have not seen Toy performed until you've seen Bailey Bubbles of York drag scene fame body slam the floor at Yates at 2 a.m. performing Toy, and that's all I have to say about the song choice.
I love it. I'm like, I want to see more. Now I want to see one of my personal favorites. Oh, I would love El Diablo. No, I was actually going to say a UK entry, which is shocking because y'all haven't sent much quality in the last couple of years. But the one
I'm
time
waiting for
y'all
Storm to
allowed,
be a finale song.
I would love Storm. My thought was the one time y'all let the public decide and you chose Lucy Jones, because Never Give Up on You was one of my favorite Eurovision songs. And I would love to see British Queens lip sync to Never Give Up on You. If you have not seen British Queens lip sync to Never Give Up on You, go check out Novimpia because I love them. They both did together Never Give Up on You, and it's incredible. They're also incredible, so like go check them out. But
yeah, honestly, if you want like really good, just stupid British drag humor, Novimpia's got it.
They're incredible. I was waiting for the moment where they were on Drag Race. They've both said that they don't want to go on now.
They don't want to do it now.
Fine. I get it.
They already won Come Dine With Me. They don't need Drag Race.
Exactly. I'm like
if you've not watched
that video. I'm halfway through that video.
Yeah, for the viewers who've not watched Come Dine With Me, it's where you have a dinner party with people. They did a couples episode where they just ambush these straight people by inviting them over to the house and surprising them with, by the way, we're drag queens. Here's some vegetarian food. Here's our original song.
Literally. Like a legendary creature. A legendary creature for lip sync for UK 5.
Absolutely. Novimpia for Eurovision.
Okay, we have to get through this elimination because I need to get through my theory. No, they would not do well. They would do worse than James Newman.
Out of the embers,
if you could get negative points, Novimpia would get negative points at Eurovision. Anyway, Jujubee wins the lip sync, and I honestly disagreed.
Yeah, me too. I thought
Mo was stronger. But
I think they feel like they're possibly lining Juju up to be in the top 2 of the season.
100%.
Which doesn't make much sense after all the other episodes, but go off RuPaul.
Truly that. We'll see. But Jujubee wins the lip sync. It is her second ever official challenge win.
After 4 seasons and almost 100 episodes.
I'm just happy she got 2. Even though she's going to come back probably on like All Stars 12. But it's
can't wait to see it.
Truly.
No, she's going to win this and she's going to be on the All Winners season. That's rumored to be in the works.
Truly that.
And she's going to be a runner-up on it.
100% she's going to be a runner-up on All Winners. 1,000% she's a runner-up on All Winners. But Jujubee reveals that she does eliminate Janey Jacke, which I think, given everything going on in this challenge, was the correct decision, as much as I dislike Baga Chipz. I hate it because I love Janey, but...
For me, I think it was a mixture of Janey doing bad in this episode, but Janey also having one badge.
3 bottoms. Well, she had a badge,
a
win, and 3 bottoms, so
it's getting rid of the person who did the worst in the challenge, whilst also doing that whilst under the guise of getting rid of someone who could potentially win.
Well,
and I would have loved to see Janey win.
I know, me too. It's interesting because Blue's even said in interviews, like, Juju has said in interviews that, like, she knew it was likely to be performance-based at the finale, and Janey's a great performer, so get rid of Janey. Don't get rid of Baga, because we're trying to win. So, man. But yes, goodbye, Janey. We love you.
We love Janey.
More Holland queens, and by more Holland queens, I mean not Abby. Oh my god, but anyone else really.
You know what I did the other day that I just made me realize I'm such a stupid twat.
You just realized?
I did a cast list where I'd like to see Espana versus World. I put Abby on there without realizing Abby speaks Portuguese, not Spanish.
Yep.
Different languages, Eris.
Yep. Yep. But yes. So our final four, it is UK versus US.
Boo.
Yeah.
Who could have seen this coming?
Everyone.
No, I'm bored. I don't like this top four. I like people in this top four. I like most of the people in this top four as individuals. I don't know if they deserve to be here.
I like everyone in this top four except for Baga Chipz.
Work.
We find out in the preview for the finale that it is a lip sync SmackDown for the crown. So we know Baga Chipz is not winning this season.
Yay.
And honestly, at this point, with how like chaotic this season has been, I'm cool with whoever wins.
I'm cool with none of them winning.
That's fine. I mean, like, I want Mo to win because I think Mo deserves to win.
I also want Mo to win because I think Mo should have been in the top a lot more this season than they were.
Yes. I would be okay if Blue won because I think she is a talented queen. I would be okay with Jujubee winning just so that way she doesn't have to go through another season of Drag Race.
She's running out of money.
She's running out of money, running out of resources. She's done a lot in her 11 years, and it's time for her to be done. But here's my conspiracy theory. I think that Blu Hydrangea is going to win this season and then is going to be announced as the UK's Eurovision representative.
Prison. Because I think it's going to be the Frock Destroyers because they've got the fucking Frockumentary coming out.
Well, it's already out.
Oh.
If it is the Frock Destroyers, they're going to do better than James Newman.
Well, if it is the Frock Destroyers, they're going to do better than just Blue by themselves because Davina's actually a singer.
Yes.
They'll just have to make Baga a backup dancer or something. I don't know.
Or just Blue and Davina.
I would be here for that.
No, actually, well, she can't sing. I was going to say Blue, Davina, and Shez.
Queen of Essex.
But make Shez a backup singer. Make Shez a background, or give Shez a rap verse. It's fine. I don't care.
Drop me out.
Drop me out. That's all she needs to say, and do a death drop, and that's all.
I'm not bothered.
That's all she needs to do. I'm not bothered. It's a new day in the workroom, and I'm here to do another week. It's another week of me doing mediocre. My British accent isn't horrible. It's not.
It's passable.
Actually. It's passable. I'll take passable. Yeah, no, I have this weird feeling that Blue's gonna win, and then the Frock Destroyers are gonna get announced, or Blue, is gonna get announced.
If that is the case, I am gonna live in fear. But you know what? Work, Queen.
I'd be so here for it. I'm gonna be real honest. I'd be so here for it. But anyone's better than James Newman. If you would like to see more of Eris, we talked about the Australian national selection because the UK can't get their shit together when it comes to Eurovision. So go check out our video. It's on our channel somewhere over there. But yes, Eris, who do we want to win? Mo Hart.
Yeah.
When do we want this season to be over? Now. And honestly,
do you want RuPaul to go? Jail.
Now. His fracking ranch in Wyoming.
Not that. Not the fracking.
Well, this has been a chaotic
fashion.
It is fashion. It's always fashion. No, I do hope that they continue with this format because I think this format is really, really good. The issue is just not having enough queens to make the format workable, and the BBC.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I'm really clinging and hoping that the rumors that Canada versus World is in the works.
I've heard that as well.
And also that Victoria Scone is apparently a shoe-in for it, so I'm hoping that's true as well.
I want Vic to do an actual season. And I know things that I won't bring up on this video, but yeah. We'll talk after. Anyway, Eris, thanks so much for joining us.
Any time of the day, darling. I've got a fucking shed in my garden now.
You'll probably be back next week for the finale, so we can talk shit about Baga Chipz again.
For
the final time.
Wait. I know. Thank God.
I know.
Bless her. I do hope she drops off the face of the earth.
That fucking part. But with that, that's what we think about the penultimate episode of UK versus the World. But what do y'all think? Let us know in the comments. Follow Eris because they're great. Follow me because I'm mediocre at best, like Cheryl Hole. And with that, cheers.
Chaz. Here's the
Drop me out. Drop me out. Drop me out.
I'm not bothered.
Essex.
I'm not threatened.
I'm not threatened. I was about to do my pheromone impression.